Welcome to Heart and Soul with Vickie Luna Miller and Julie Chan. We're so happy to be here with you today. We are talking about Mercury in retrograde. We're talking about how to talk to your heart and how to heal your heart. All that and a whole lot more on this half-hour show.
I brought all my stuff outside and I'm hoping that the hotspot wants to stay connected for me.
You look really good and it feels really good for sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's interesting how your Wi-Fi keeps, you're wanting to use it energetically. So I might want to, for you, that's communication also. So your internet is also communication. So you might want to look at that. You're like, where are you, or what are you trying so hard to communicate? Instead, it's just once you let go and allowing it to morph. So like you said, you're coming out there, you're finding your hot spot. So that's awesome. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I can't, I'm so excited it's working. I shouldn't say I can't believe it's working. I should say I believe it's working, right?
Yeah. So with energy too, I love how you're outside. So I feel that maybe the universe is saying, hey, you should be outside because it's very grounding. And obviously things aren't working inside. And this is with life. If things aren't working energetically, there's a reason. And so you go where they're working, right? So maybe keep on trying it outside because it looks amazing and
Yeah,
you're not
the
stressed.
background
You're
is
not
cool. It
stressed
almost
about
looks
it.
like a green screen, right?
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's awesome. Awesome.
Okay, good. Okay, I know we have a lot to talk about today, and I'm so excited. Corey Blues, my cousin Allison is on here. My friend Lisa was
Hi,
on
Corey.
here. I don't know if she's
Hi, Corey.
still on there. And Alyssa, I've been telling my friend Alyssa all about you. Okay, look at my newest painting.
Wow, I love that. That's you blossoming, and you're blossoming into peace. Look at the blue. Blue is your throat chakra too, so that's also about speaking up. So it's about more peace coming into your life, more gentleness. Did you just paint that?
I did it, yeah, 2 nights ago. I did it. So I painted with you 3 nights ago.
Yes.
And then I kept looking at that painting and I felt like, why do I just keep, because up until this point, I was pretty much just painting lines like that, like just swishing. Like I
But that's
can't do
okay.
more than that.
Okay. Right.
And so then I decided to go on Pinterest and look up flowers, and something like this spoke to me. Although I couldn't get the magenta, I wanted a brighter pink. And I kept trying and trying. And my daughter's like, it's fine the way it is. And I'm like, no, because that's not what I meant for it to be. So I'm going to have to go buy some magenta paint.
It's beautiful. And just know it is meant to be that color for you because that's your throat chakra. Purple's transformation. So it's Archangel Raphael too. It's all about transformation. So going with intuitively what colors that come out is what you needed to do. So it's beautiful. It's going to open you up to more peace and more communication. And that's exactly what you want, right?
Right.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Okay, so today you have a lot to tell us about. We want to talk about Mercury in retrograde? You're teaching me so much.
Yeah. Well, okay. So energetically, we are in a huge cluster right now, if you don't know that already. So let me first talk about for people that are new to energy. And I'm not an astrologer, but I studied astrology, but I get everything intuitively anyways. But I do know a lot about the planets and stuff. So right now we are actually, this summer is going to be crazy. So crazy good. You want to get on the energy of it being crazy good to propel you in your life because we have Mercury going retrograde, which is June 18th, I think. And when Mercury goes retrograde, which it actually happens, the gray period really happens 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. So you can always look up on a map and see, oh, when's Mercury going retrograde? And the biggest thing to know is, whether you've worked with Mercury retrograde or not, you've probably gone back in your life and been like, oh, this is why things didn't work out. I'm going to first tell you like the things that to do. So when Mercury goes retrograde, the things that you do not do once it goes Mercury, even like the gray area, I don't even do gray area, is you do not.
Gray area meaning
2
like
weeks
10
before.
days before.
2 weeks
14.
before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will not, you do not want to sign any contracts, no new contracts. So Mercury has to do with communication. And so what happens is back when we could fly and stuff too, you probably noticed this in your own life. It's just a time where communication gets mismatched. And so if you sign a document, something could go wrong. Most likely something will go wrong in that document. This is also like when air flights will start being delayed. I travel all the time in Mercury retrograde, and I just know, oh, my plane might be delayed. And usually it is delayed because it's a miscommunication. Your computer, anything of electronics. I've had before a brand new computer that just gets wiped out. This is time when things will just die. So because it's actually a great time because it's about moving forward in your life, but you know, it might not seem great at the time. So your car might die or your washer might die. We're talking appliances will just like take a crap. Obviously this is not for every single person. This is for this, some people will see this. You do not communication within relationships. This is also when you go to say something, they may hear something. And sometimes when Mercury goes retrograde, there's a lot of anger that comes up. You'll be like, why am I angry? Or why am I, you know, feeling this energy? And actually it's a good thing to like move it out of your body. So it's actually a good thing on there. But the biggest thing is if you're also launching something, you know, launching a new business or launching something, you know, having a new book signing or something coming out, you do not want to start new. If it's something you have already had, you know, like I have programs, I have my healing school, I'm starting my healing school at that time. That's fine because I've already had it in the process. But if it's something brand new, you want to wait till Mercury goes forward. So Mercury going forward is actually usually 2 weeks after. Again, the gray areas are also really important. So you want to wait on those. After it goes forward, the beautiful thing, I saw Tony, I saw some hair.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing, not trying to ignore anybody there, about Mercury retrograde. This is
and Margot, I just interviewed her just before I came on with you. Yeah, she's an author. Oh my gosh, wait, sorry to interrupt. But so this author, Margot, who I just interviewed, I was totally thinking of you. She was telling me how she was writing a book about her hometown in Pennsylvania. And I guess, you know, back in the day, there were these big, beautiful mansions there. And she'd always drive by growing up and always wondered why they were so dilapidated and not taken care of. And some were still occupied, but in a really bad state. And so as she's writing the book, things start happening to her that she wrote about. Like, so she's writing a book about these mansions. And then a friend of hers reaches out to her and says, remember that one that you loved like all your life? Well, I just bought it. Do you want to be my partner? And then things she was writing about that would happen inside that house would actually happen, like,
so Margot, you were channeling.
And I asked her, I was like, oh my gosh, so you're manifesting it. So you could write your next book and manifest whatever you want. Anyways, sorry to interrupt, but
yeah, that's cool because she was channeling it. Yeah, a lot of writers, and you're in the book industry here, and you know I have a book too. I channel my book, but a lot of writers don't realize too they're really just channeling. It's a different medium to channel, but they are channeling. So she probably was tapping into the energy of it and then channeling the events in it. It was probably already happening, and she was reading the energy of it. So yeah, that's very cool. And I'm from Ohio, so I know those houses. They're very cool.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Mercury and retrograde.
Okay. So when Mercury goes retrograde, the beautiful thing to do about Mercury retrograde is this is the time to introspect. This is the time to go within and really push and get all those projects that you've had, you know, waiting, you've had your book not done, you've had those things you're getting ready to launch. This is the time to get it done. So it's a time to prepare for moving forward. So it's also it's a reflection time also in your life to look and see what's really helping me and serving me and what's not. The other big thing that happens during Mercury retrograde is huge beginnings and endings. So this means in a relationship, some things will, if you've been having on a relationship and it's been kind of like on pins and needles, it will go one way or another. And it may take a couple weeks in Mercury retrograde to do that. But it will, like, things will start straightening out. So it's kind of the universe's way of making life happen the way it needs to happen. It's just sometimes it's not fun because, you know, when your computer just dies or communication goes haywire. This is also the time where a lot of truth will come out. I love this. So it's like I had a client that she was wondering, you know, she had some questions about her boss business wise. And she just got these random emails from like weren't supposed to be sent to her. And the truth came out, and that's what's going to happen is you'll just get like everything will just show up in your life. The other thing that happens over and over is actually exes will show back up in your life. So not just necessarily ex-lovers, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, but I'm talking like maybe some ex-partners, ex-friends. You'll just randomly, you know, I had one year, I had like somebody I haven't talked to for 30 years. And I was just like, what? And they'll just randomly come in, or you may see them. So a lot of ex things will come in. And if they are an ex relationship, I always tell people, remember they're exes for a reason. Not saying they can't change, but just remember, because this is a time where just things will start coming back into your life with that. And so we're moving into Mercury retrograde. I think it's June 18th to be exact, but I would wait for 2 weeks. But the beautiful thing is right now, start preparing, get everything out. I'm launching my own stuff right now in my magical university. I'm launching my healer school, and I'm getting it out like a couple days before. So I'm not worried about the Mercury retrograde because I've already have this prepared. I already have this stuff working. So if you already have it ready, but the biggest thing is if you're still feeling like, ooh, I'm not ready to launch it before Mercury retrograde, you know, then just wait till Mercury goes forward. Because the beautiful thing is once Mercury goes forward, this is when like we're kind of like you're in this frozen state, you're cocooning, you're morphing. And then once, you know, Mercury goes forward, it's like bringing your wings out, and like things go forward really, really fast. And the other thing though I have to talk about, because this summer is going to be just an amazing like energy, like can't reset in everybody's life. We're already doing that in 2020.
Reset because we can't do anything else because California is still closed up through mid-July.
Don't even get me started on California.
I can't
Florida,
even believe
they're
it.
open. They're open. Like their gyms
Exactly.
are opening, the restaurants are opening. Don't even get me started.
That's what I keep hearing myself. It's all open. Right? But my kids keep reminding me it's all closed. And I'm like, no, it's open. It's open.
It's open, but California. Yeah, we're not going to start with that. Well, it's going to be interesting too, state-wise. It's going to this whole virus is going to be interesting too, especially with Mercury going retrograde. We also have a lot of other planets right now. We have Jupiter retrograde. We have Venus retrograde. So it's what this means. This is a huge this is everybody right now, even with what's going on. Everybody's reevaluating their life, right? And they're seeing, okay, what's working for me? What's not working for me? You know, this is just like, I can't go on doing something that's not working for me. And a lot of people are realizing this is in my heart center. And so they're starting to do the heart center. But the big doozy is we have a summer solstice eclipse. Summer solstice eclipse. This is like crazy energy, like reset energy. So summer solstice, and me being a medium energy reader for over 20 years, I have worked on thousands of people, and even in my own life, summer solstice is one of the most powerful energies there is. This is about 6 to 8 weeks before. So usually it starts in April, which that's when the coronavirus started getting really big, right? April, May, June. This is huge death and rebirth in everybody's life. So it could be a death and rebirth energetically with a job, a relationship, just birthing yourself into something new. It could be literally being pregnant. It can also be literally death. You know, this is the time where you'll see a lot of people leave the planet, whether it's people or pets, and they go to the other side. And so this is a time to reset. And so the summer solstice, which is June 21st, it's always either June 20th or June 21st. I've always seen, and think about it, it's summer. Summertime's the things for things to come alive. And springtime's the time when we start new, we start fresh, we plant those seeds, those desires, and we start our life, right? And so summer's the time where everything just explodes, and it's beautiful, and it's warm and yummy. So the summer solstice is always the time of reset. And this is when major shifting will happen, and not just energetically. This is when you'll see the earth shifting. This is when earthquakes will happen. They're already starting, and it's going to be more and more when you come to summer solstice. You'll see the storms start coming. You'll see earth. It's actually Mother's Earth way of purging and clearing all the energy that it needs to clear. So this is a very vital time right now to use the energy to propel yourself forward and to manifest. The thing about summer solstice is, so the sun is our God source. The sun is your light and life, right? And so a summer solstice means the eclipse is actually going to be blacking it out. And so back in the beginning of times, I mean, I can't even imagine being back in the times when you see a solstice, because this is like the death of the world, right? You would think you were going to die. You know, they didn't know anything, right? They're like, oh my God, what's going on? It really is a death. It's a death of what doesn't serve you any longer. And is what I've been seeing is a lot of shadow sides coming up and being cleared out. And so the shadow side is the ego side. The shadow side is doing something because of your mind or what you're wanting ego, not through your heart center. And so this is going to be really, for people that have been so much in here, this is just going to be a really hard time. But for the people that are like, okay, I've been coming back to life. I need to know what's really working for me. And I've been doing the work. I've been doing the soul work. I've been really working on evolving myself. You're going to propel, like, just go amazing. Hey, hey, Tommy.
So
you're just,
for people who are wondering, how do I get out of my mind and how do I get more to my heart center? What do you recommend?
you got to do the work. So the biggest thing is you got to get out of negativity, whatever's negative, you know, the belief systems, the, you know, news, the fear factor, and you got to start working on you, on self-love of you, giving yourself me time. What does that mean? What each person has something different. Like you have beautiful, I see right there. I'm like, oh my God, I would be hiking back and I'd be meditating with those trees. It's every day giving your soul exercise. So it's every day feeding your heart and soul. What feeds your heart and soul? Does that mean going to the beach? You know, giving yourself me time and not having guilt is the biggest thing, because we're in a society where we believe, especially as mothers, we need to do this, we need to do this, we have a glue, we have this, we have this. No, you have to actually give to yourself in your heart center. And that's when your life will change. So it's making the dedication and the commitment to your heart. And it's really simple. So it means that day, if you want to wake up and have a cup of tea and meditate and be with whatever you want to do, then you need to do that, but without the guilt. But the thing is too, is learning to take control of your mind, because your mind is actually made up of all these belief systems, what you were born and raised with, just hammered into your mind. This is the way it needs to be. This is what you're doing. It's shedding all those and going deep. No, what does my heart say? Like, this is all just fluff out here. It's about
I have to say, it is really hard to do. It sounds so easy, but it is so hard. And I think primarily because of the belief systems, being a mother, the guilt, like people calling you, needing you, wanting from you. It's hard.
Yeah. So what have you been? So, you know, you've been in my Manifesting Magic course where we do the soul work and we do that and making the commitment. So what have you noticed yourself? Like, what's the easiest for you to start realigning with your heart? You know, how has it been the meditation? Has it been the painting? Has it been having more fun?
It's definitely been the meditation. So is it called higher meditation? It's a woman's voice.
Oh, the higher consciousness. I love her. Yeah. The higher frequency woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what it's called. It's called, is it Higher Calling? I don't know, but she's so great. Yeah. And I love her voice. You posted about her, and that's where I found her, from your Facebook posting. And I listen to her every single day, and I just choose a different one. She has so many on, like, manifesting and loving yourself and whatever it is. It's great.
Yeah.
So I love doing the meditation every day. And I've definitely just started on the art, and that's lots of fun. So yeah, it's great. I love doing those things. As far as having fun, I still am not too sure what that means.
And you know, I love that you brought that up, because that's the most normal people. You know, the earth is about a playground to have fun and thrive and be abundant. But a lot of people don't realize that because of what we were brought up in society to believe. And to believe also, and think about it, we're a society where it's never good enough. Like, I thought about this with the iPhone. Oh, we're coming out with a new iPhone, a new iPhone, yep. A new iPhone. You're like, we're always upgrading. And yep. It's like, well, when will it be enough just to have what I have? So it's about, that's exactly what you need to get back to, is to embody just being in this moment, being in gratitude and being in the love. And that's when you start practicing it. So that's where I say it is doing the work, but it's starting to make the commitment. Just like you make a commitment to doing exercise or yoga or eating healthier. It's a lifestyle. It's not just an overnight fix, right. But you can shift the energy like this. And that's what's going to happen on the summer solstice. So that's why I said it's going to be very interesting. So we have Mercury retrograde coming. We have Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter's all about expansion, and Venus is all about love, you know. And so we have all of those in retrograde. So this is every single person right now, especially with the virus. It's making everybody reflect and say, wow, what really means a lot to me, what really means with my heart center, because I can't continue doing what just doesn't serve me anymore. And so it's realigning to your heart and your soul is what's happening. And it's going to happen whether you want it or not. So an eclipse happens, and we have the solar eclipse, so it's the sun eclipse, right? So when eclipse happens, this actually lasts in your life for 6 months. So something major, and we're talking major. So this is something that is definitely going to be a reset. You know, it's interesting. I just chose I went back to my maiden name, Vickie Miller. I'm resetting, rebranding. I'm redoing everything new, moving forward here with all of my services. I have another book coming out. I have all these different products. So many people are going to be like this, especially if you're a woman, because we're moving into the goddess time. So women are actually going to be liberated. And I feel this summer solstice, just reading the energy of the summer solstice, it's going to bring a lot of clarity. So if people have been like, oh my God, what do I do? What I don't do? And clarity is a beautiful, I mean, clarity to me is a miracle, because when you're feeling wishy-washy, you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But the other thing that's going to happen is major change. So an eclipse brings major stuff. So we're not talking just like, oh, little diddy-daddy. This means all of a sudden a windfall of money comes in, or this means all of a sudden your relationship, just your relationship goes, or maybe you're like, oh my God, I'm moving. So this is like major change in your life. But I feel this one is going to be major, great change in your life. This is a reset for the next 7 years, because we're in dragon years. So this is going to be a continuing moving forward, but it's going to shift. Hi Julie, it's going to shift a lot really fast. So just be prepared. And with change, this is one of the things I've been doing readings for over 20 years. Everybody wants change, but everybody fears change. It's so funny because everybody's like, I want change, and then they're like, whoa, no, let me hold on to what I know. Let me hold on to what I know. So
but then we have to think about, oh my gosh, but if that does happen, then what?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's being present, being here and now, not worrying about the future, because your thoughts and your words create everything, all of your reality. You got to remember that your thoughts and your words you're bringing and manifesting to it all times. So to change energy, you got to change your thoughts and your words. You got to change your energy around you, your environment around you. And so being in the positivity, it's just as simple as just shift into positivity, shift into power, and let go of the fear and let go of the ego and shift into your heart center. So starting to do that every day, being aware, like, wow, where's the negativity in my house? Am I listening to bad news? Am I listening to social media? I mean, there's so much negativity out there. What am I watching? What am I seeing? Who am I hanging out with? Are those people empowering me or no?
When you say summer solstice with the eclipse is going to last like 6 months, what does that mean? Like we'll have 6 months for all of this major change to happen?
Well, it could be. Yeah. So for 6 months, so it could be like you are continuing to change. Wait, I was just reading her. That is so wise and true. Let's just shift into our heart every day instead of our minds. Exactly. I love that. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. But for a lot of people, that's not easy.
It's not easy for me.
No. And it's just coming down into your heart. So just breathe, even just taking a minute and breathing and seriously having a chat with your heart. It really is that easy, but most people don't give time to that. Most people are like, oh, I got to be busy. I got to go here. I got to do this. I got to do this. So Mercury retrograde is great because it will help you reflect and go within. So as far as the big change though, yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could be 6 months of continuing big change. I do feel this is going to be good, big change. So I don't want to freak people out. It's definitely going to be good, but knowing that if you've been, thinking about a move, or you've been thinking about a relationship, or you've been thinking about something and you don't know, the clarity is going to be, you cannot get away from it. It's just going to be like universe is going to come in and just hit you on the frying pan and be like, hello. Or it's going to just grab and take things away from you that's no longer in your highest good. So the beautiful thing is what happens is actually a door will just shut, but another door will open, because in order to move through another door, you can't be going through the same door. So it's about opening up a new door. So it could be, and it depends where your chart is in astrology, too. It depends where it is for you. And there's a whole bunch of other factors, but energetically just reading it. Yeah. I mean, this is a huge new shift worldwide. So just be ready, do the work, which means reflect, go within, chat to your heart every day. It's really that simple.
And when you say when you say chat to your heart, it just means looking in the mirror and talking to yourself, or it means journaling, like dear heart.
Yeah, Yeah, I love that. So everybody connects to themselves in different ways. Some people are really beautiful writers and journal's just the way of connecting. Some people like me, I will just sit there, do meditate, and so everybody knows too, just putting your hand, I'm an energy healer. So wherever you put your hand, energy goes. You can pull the energy in there so much more. So I would actually literally put your hand on your heart, breathe into your heart, and have seriously like a chat with your heart, as though your heart, you know, your heart's your best friend you know ever. So connecting there, that's where you're going to, that it's really that simple. But it's, the other thing is turning off your mind. That's why meditation is so important, is turning off your mind. Yeah,
I
because
am starting to love it. Like, I remember
right,
how
I
it
told you
is,
you
I
would,
crave it.
right?
But I especially love that one woman. I can't believe I can't remember. It's like higher something.
I
I
think
just
it's
love
higher
her
frequency.
voice.
She's higher frequency. I think that's her on YouTube.
Is it higher frequency? Maybe. But I love her voice, and I also love that it's very guided. Maybe
Yes.
that's because I'm starting out, but like to sit there in complete silence, even for 10 minutes, is a little bit hard for me. But I do notice what helps is when I go on walks and I don't bring a device and I don't listen to
Yes.
music or a podcast or anything, that also, like, I feel like creativity coming and like
Yes.
ideas.
Yeah, so let me talk about that too. Meditation isn't necessarily sitting there and going, meditation is anytime your brain is shut off. So nature is one of my favorite places. So when I am in nature, I'm hiking, nature is love. Nature is healing. You, not only are you going deep and shutting off your mind, like you said, inspiration comes in, right? It's just a natural healer. It's free. All we have to do, we live in beautiful California, just go out in nature. But the other thing is just whatever you're not thinking. A lot of women like to clean. I don't know why, but they do. And that's a way for them to shut off their mind, right?
Yeah,
Men,
that's not what I do. I like
no,
clean, very annoyed.
right. And I'm a golfer, and men, a lot of men don't realize this. A lot of men are actually addicted to golfing because it's really a form of meditation. They're shutting off their mind. It's helping with all levels. Surfing is another thing too. All my surfer friends, you know, I'm like, yeah, you guys are meditating. So meditation is always when your mind shut off. It's beautiful and it's a natural healer.
Would you say crew is like that, rowing?
Oh, totally, totally.
Because you're
Anytime
right on the
you're
water.
like not thinking and you're in your element and you're in love, yeah, you are like, and working out's really good too, because you know, when you're exercising, you're just like, oh my God, I'm tired or whatever, like you're not thinking, you know? So anytime you're not thinking, that is a form of meditation, and doing it daily is a must because you're getting in control of you're getting in control of your mind. Most people are not, but you can also have a heart-to-heart chat, whatever. Doing a daily check-in is a must. A daily energy check-in, a daily heart check-in. And the easiest time to do it is the first thing when you wake up, because you haven't started your day. You haven't really, you know, been there. And is what I'll do is put my hand on my heart and be like, okay, heart, is there anything I need to do to feed you today? That simple. And just see what comes in, you know. Maybe it might be get some stuff done. It might be go for a hike. It might be just sit and meditate. It might be go back to sleep, you know, whatever your heart says. And it's to follow the action through, is to do it. And that's what this energy is going to be. That's why it's going to be interesting to see, because we have Mercury going retrograde, we have the summer solstice all at the same time. So thinking of this energy to propel you, this is the time it's going to propel you into your heart center, because it's going to strip and take away everything of you anyways. It's not heart center. So when you're in your heart center, this is when you're going to manifest the abundance and amazing stuff. So be thinking, what do you want to experience? When life is about experience. So moving forward into the summer solstice, what new life, what do you want to reset into? What new do you want to experience? Do you want to experience fun? Do you want to experience peace? Do you want to experience pleasure? Do you want to experience abundance? What do you want to experience? And just think about that one thing and start resetting into that energy.
Great advice. I'm going to practice all of it.
Yeah. What are you going to experience?
I'm going to experience my business growing.
Exactly. So you're experiencing fun and pleasure and abundance. Oh, yes. Good, Jill. I'm glad it's inspiring for you. Go. What are you resetting, Jill? Is this Jill? Is this your cousin or no? Do you know Jill?
No, Jill also does this amazing thing similar to me, where she invites book authors into people's private homes. And she does it all over the country though. And it's
Cool.
awesome. She gets great authors. And I went to one of her events and it was so much fun. Lots of great energy. Lots of women who just want to meet and collaborate and be inspired by authors. So it's really great.
Awesome.
Jill, thanks so much for watching.
Yeah. Go experience. My main goal is connecting awesome women with each other. Awesome.
Yeah,
this is the year too for
totally
that.
Does. Yeah.
This is the year. It's the goddess years, and it's going to be continuing on. So women are going to rock.
But I also just love your art parties. So I want to do an art party. Jill, do you want to do an art party with me? We could like co-chair getting all of our friends and fellow book lovers to do an art party.
I would love to.
Your art parties are so much fun. I want to tell Jill about it. Jill, I did an art party the other day with Vickie, and Vickie, like, we all got together and Vickie did a little meditation. It was like 10 minutes. And then we all just started painting. And while we were painting, Vickie would call in each person's name and just kind of rattle off like what she was hearing about them. It was awesome. Like you were like, you were channeling. You were like, your grandmother wants you to know. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you knew my daughter's name started with an A and that she needed me to know that she was intuitive and she was be okay.
Yeah, and then I can give you a message from your painting too. Yeah, right. The paintings. But the biggest thing is too, not only that, when you're doing the paintings, you're opening up and healing your inner child, and you're manifesting because you're bringing that energy to you. Anytime you bring into joy, you're actually manifesting. So that's why I love my manifesting painting parties.
So much fun. Jill wants to do it. Jill wants to do it in person. Yeah. We'll have a party in my backyard, 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
Do you all know who Sarah Blondin is?
No.
Don't know. Is she an author, Jill? Which book did she write? I don't know. Maybe she's an artist. Or maybe she's a medium.
Oh, I'm not an artist. I'm an energy healer, medium, intuitive. I channel, but I love to paint. And I love to, it's great because I just channel, and I channel paint.
Do you know what actually inspired me to do this was your painting that you showed us the other day of the trees. That painting was so beautiful. And you said that you don't consider yourself an artist. And I was like, what? Those trees are so beautiful. And you even said, I think, like, I don't even know how to paint trees. And I'm like, what? Those trees are so perfect. That is what inspired this. I'm like,
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Well, every single person can paint because we're all painters. Like even abstract is painting, and that's one thing with art class. I'm like, who can judge? How can a teacher judge and put a grade on something? Because everybody paints in their own way, right? So we are. She said that after quarantine's over. Okay,
Jill, quarantine might not be ending for like a long time.
No, only in California. It's already in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina.
It's already lifted?
Oh yeah, it's been lifted. People don't realize. Okay, California people.
Jill, the three of us can meet in Florida or South Carolina or any one of those fabulous places.
Idaho, Colorado. It's lifted.
It sounds that exciting to me. It sounds a little too peaceful.
Yeah. Well,
I don't need that much tranquility. I'd rather go to Nashville. We could go listen to music.
Oh, I would love Nashville. I'm sure Nashville will be. I'm sure they're probably around the same too. Yeah, Florida, they opened their gyms. Outside, you can have as many people in the gyms you want. 70% inside. They have their restaurants now are 50%. Outside, they can have as many as they want. It's awesome. Like, yeah.
All right, I'm going to Florida.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a condo.
I'm gonna go book my flight to Florida. I gotta go book.
Wi-Fi's there.
Yeah, that is my one stipulation. I need a beach rental house or a hotel with Wi-Fi. That's all I care about. Wi-Fi.
Oh my God, that's great. That's great.
Oh, well, so much fun to be with you.
It was great chatting. Great, awesome.
Have a good day, Vickie.
All right, you too.
Okay, take care.
Bye,
Bye everyone. Bye, Jill.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us here at Heart and Soul with Vickie Luna Miller and Julie Chan. We will see you next Friday at 11 a.m. Heal your heart this week.